All right, blue-black pirates, onward, upward, backward, forward. So this is one of my favorite tempo decks in standard right now. So this is a blue deck similar to mono blue, and that is trying to leverage the card Curious Obsession to generate card advantage. But we also get to play cards like Thief of Sanity and discard spells like Thought Erasure and some removal like Hostage Taker and cast out on the sideboard. So let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? Yeah, about 1200 in 2018 is what I mean. This deck's fine. If you like tempo decks in standard and you want something that's a change of pace for mono blue, I think this deck's very reasonable. Half a year and a half. What's going on? Shove. Oh, I caught the 18 in your username. It is half a year. Thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back. How does this deck stack up against mono blue in a tournament environment? So this deck trades some of the consistency from having a one-color mana base for a little bit of power. So having more cards that generate card advantage is a big deal. So like Thief of Sanity is a very powerful card, for instance, especially in the Overgrown 2 matchups. Rip, block constructed deck. What's going on, Hairball? Thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. All right, so what do I want to do here? I think I want to just Thought Erasure so that way I can like not lose my Curious Obsession right away. Chupacabra and a bunch of cards I don't care about. So we'll take the Chupacabra. Lookout's Dispersal sounds like everything I want and so much more. All right, so they only have 4 mana next turn, so I think I actually just want to play out this other Siren Stormtamer, and then I obviously want to not play this third one out because I want to hold up the activation from this to protect this one. Probably going to be trading a Stormtamer for one of their 3/1s next turn, or honestly, I might even be in a position where I'm like trading 2 Stormtamers for their 3/1s, just so I don't lose this race on the ground. The goal is to like set myself up to win in the air while generating some card advantage here. So if I trade my 1/1s for their 3/1s, that seems like a good exchange for me. Oh, no, I probably wanted to leave that back. That was a misclick. This deck's so nice, I relapsed into paper playing it. What's going on, Monkey Minded? Thanks for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I definitely shouldn't have attacked with this here for the reason I was just talking about. It's not your fault the deck was Bug Disco Ghost. If you want to submit me something else, I'd appreciate it. Just so you get something for your submission. So I have this Thought Erasure to deal with the Izoni here, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Let's strap this up here. Maybe I'm supposed to Thought Erasure first so I could try and surveil into a land. Yeah, that's probably what I'm supposed to do. So like, yeah, there's a land on top of my deck right now. So if I would have Thought Erasured before I attacked there, I could have played a land. That's pretty loose on my part. So they're gonna get a little bit going here because they do get to Memorial to Folly back Chupacabra next turn. So I'm in danger of losing this race because I clicked poorly. I just go double Freebooter here. Now I think I want a Hostage Taker, right? I think I want a Hostage Taker. I'll take her, pick up the Branch Walker. I assume they're going to end step, pick their Chupacabra back up, and then untap Chupacabra this. Oh, I can't double Freebooter. Yep, only have because of the land I played. You are correct. I played the incorrect land to be able to double Freebooter. Good catch. Really? That's aggressive. Wow, that's really good. I think I'm actually gonna lose this game. Because they have 4. That's a good play on their part, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game because I misclicked through that attack. I got 1 point of extra damage in, and then took an extra 6. So I lost that game because of the misclick. Deadeye Tracker is probably okay here. The opponent's deck doesn't seem like it has that many spells in it. So maybe Kitesail Freebooter's a little bit mediocre. Deadeye Tracker's like okay. It's kind of expensive to be activating. Fungal Infection seems great as far as racing goes. I'm gonna trim these ops. I'm gonna trim... Fathom Fleet Captain's probably kind of mediocre here. They have a lot of blockers on the ground. No, Thief of Sanity is easily the best card in our deck. If they don't take Thief of Sanity off the table, it generates an insurmountable card advantage very, very quickly. You basically never board out Thief of Sanity. And you especially don't board it out against the Overgrown Tomb decks because they tend to slow and clunky on average, which makes their card advantage quite better. I guess it's fine. Why call Golgari slow and clicky? Because it is slow and clicky on average. It's an archetype that plays a lot of really expensive cards, and it's got a bunch of 4, 5, and 6 mana cards in it. I mean, they play a lot of 4-ofs, but they are a slower archetype. Like, look at the average converted mana cost of the deck and compare it to something that's aggressive. Yeah, Dopin could be interesting in some kind of Bant tokens deck, maybe, because we're getting other colors of land that could help support that type of gameplay. So we'll Fungal Infection, the Storko. Hey, Blue Sleet, thanks for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I just get double Deadeye going here? Probably. So I keep their graveyard empty. Hey, Sundark Time. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Just dripping your Bezo bucks this way this month. I appreciate it. Start by getting rid of their creatures that I really don't want to see more copies of. That birthing pod creature likely isn't playable in standard, and it's definitely not playable in modern. Much too slow, much too clunky. If your plan to make your bad card better is to play it with other bad cards like Intruder Alarm, it's probably not going to have a good time. Wow, that's rough. think I'm gonna protect one of these with a dive down, maybe. Yeah, definitely protecting one with a dive down so I can trap a Curious Obsession to it. Like, this isn't the best Curious Obsession creature, but like on an empty board, it's pretty great. That's annoying. I guess I just do this and then replay their thing here. Yoink. I'll decline putting a land on top of my deck. Could have made one a 3/3. That's not how that works under. So here's the thing about Magic that a lot of people don't get. So if you see these cards like this, you say, oh, those discards feel bad. Sure, they feel bad, but in reality, they're not that big of a deal. Those cards getting milled over is no different than if I never drew those cards. This isn't like Hearthstone where you see most of your deck every game. Every game of Magic, there's generally a significant portion of your deck that you are just never going to have drawn anyways. So like, it's really not a big deal that you just like didn't draw them for the turn. Doran the Explorer, yep. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded here. Seems pretty reasonable. If anything, I maybe want another Hostage Taker. One of the things you want to think about when you're sideboarding with this deck is that you never want less than 20 creatures in your deck post-board, which is actually one of the reasons why I added the Deadeye Trackers to the sideboard. So basically you want to look at your sideboard, and with this Plaguecrafter, you want to make sure you never have more than 6 creatures in your sideboard. Because otherwise you're boarding down to too few threats in the main deck. Any reason to play the Freebooter? Yeah, so I could have an evasive threat in case I drew another copy of Curious Obsession next turn and they played a creature. I greatly prefer Nova to Settle the Wreckage, personally. You mean like Lookout's Dispersal? No, this card's basically an untouchable. You never board this card out. It's very, very good. It's like one of your most efficient cards in the deck. Alright, don't show me Chupacabra. Awkward. I think I was gonna trade here. No, I could draw an Obsession. Chupacabra was the card we didn't want to see because it's a removal spell that I can't take with Kitesail Freebooter. Yeah, they have Plaguecrafter as well, but Plaguecrafter doesn't really matter here. God, I'm so smart and thin. Just the smartest and the thinnest. Do I want to trade Deadeye Tracker for this 3/1? I think I do, actually. Because I don't want to lose this game the same way we lost game 1, which is by losing the race. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play this untapped land and play the Kitesail Freebooter. The Kitesail Freebooter checks their 1/1 from attacking here, but more importantly than that, it insulates my 2/3 Kitesail Freebooter from them drawing another Plaguecrafter, which is ideal for me. I have this Lookout's Dispersal to get rid of this Ravenous Chupacabra. I might trade these here, though. Actually, I'm just winning this race, right? So there's no reason to do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang tight. Stay the course. Yeah, they don't even know what's in my hand. This game's real done. Slow and steady. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Yeah, and like, that's like a deck that like mono blue generates a lot of the time too, right? Like you have those runaway with Curious Obsession games, and honestly, having access to cards like Kitesail Freebooter and Thought Erasure can make it even easier to run away with games with Curious Obsession, because you get to like poke a hole actively in their plan, as opposed to just waiting to respond. I would love to play first, thank you for asking. This hand needs a card advantage spell or some kind of payoff, but it's got plenty of disruption in it. Alright, so because they played Land War Elves on 2 here, I'm actually going to go ahead and Thought Erasure rather than Kitesail Freebooter, because I'd like to be able to take a Jade Light Ranger before they play it if possible. I think I take Ravenous Chupacabra here, and then I plan to Kitesail Freebooter, take the Vraska. And then I'll have my Siren Stormtamer to protect Kitesail Freebooter from the Assassin's Trophy. Wildgrowth Walker's a pretty good pickup if they draw any more Explore creatures. No blocks here. Again, we're looking for like a Thief of Sanity or Curious Obsession here, so that way we can start generating some card advantage. The overall card quality in our deck tends to be a little bit low, but we make up for that by just generating card quantity most of the time. And then hopefully they attack this Wildgrowth Walker in without having an Explore creature, and this Direfleet Poisoner gets to just gobble it up. Gobble, gobble. Open wide. Who's a hungry gal? Get him. Nom, 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 nom. Don't play a Vivian. Don't play a Vivian. Cast down. This sequencing seems incorrect for my opponent, because if they lead on the trophy, like now the trophy's gonna resolve and they're gonna get this back, but like I get the land from the trophy. Really? They're letting me untap? That's interesting. How do I want to sequence here? I think I just go ahead and Thought Erasure, actually. Do I? Yeah, I'm gonna Thought Erasure. Because if they trophy this in response, I then just Thought Erasure the Vraska. It's like not a big deal. Is Hostage Taker good enough here? I don't really think it is, right? I think I just want one of my pieces of card advantage. And then if they attack with everything next turn, my Direfleet Poisoner gets to eat something up. Gobble, gobble. Sorry, when I say card advantage, I mean like a flow of card advantage, like a consistent stream. Like, I'm just winning this race, right? They can't cast Finality because they're only on 5 lands currently. Just like go. Then I'll put them behind on lands. Maybe? Yeah, I guess maybe that's what I wanted to do. Because like now that they hit the land, they could Finality me. if they draw it next turn, because like they can trade here and then draw Finality. Yeah, maybe that's correct. I've given them the out to like hit Finality. Survey 1. It's like drawing a card basically, not having to draw a land. They could pick Chupacabra back up here, hoping to draw a land. Hoping to draw Black Source. Yeah, they don't have a Black Source. This cuts them off of Finality as an out, though. MJG, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me in play this month. All right, I love Fungal Infection in this matchup. I like Deadeye Tracker. Not a huge fan of Hostage Taker. Not a huge fan of Opt. Need one more trim here. A copy of Fathom Fleet Captain. Seems fine. 20 creatures. This seems reasonable. I really like Fungal Infection in this matchup because in addition to killing Land War Elves, the Explore triggers are things that you can respond to. So you can Fungal Infection Jade Light Rangers and Merfolk Branchwalkers with their Explore trigger on the stack. So while they still generate advantage there, while they can still generate advantage, you're able to take their creature off the table. You mentioned that card quality is low in this deck. What makes you say that? If it wins, doesn't that mean the cards are good? So there are decks in Magic that are referred to as their synergistic decks as opposed to raw card quality decks. Raw card quality. So good example of something that has synergy is Fathom Fleet Captain. It's a card that completely on its own is just a 2/1 menace for 2, whereas this hand's like fine, not amazing, but fine. Whereas like something like say Ravenous Chupacabra or Carnage Tyrant or Vivian, those are card quality cards. Those are cards that individually are very, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and shock this in because I want to be able to Fungal Infection a 2-mana Explore creature here. Merfolk Branchwalker. Deal. So this deck is definitely what I would refer to as a synergy deck because its pieces are trying to work together as opposed to just being individually powerful. Yeah, I mean, Jund versus allies technically hits the nail on the head, but for people who are newer to Magic, that's not a very accessible description. Like, there are a lot of people here who weren't playing Magic when Jund and allies were decks. So I agree with that comparison, but it's not very accessible to new players. So this Lookout's Dispersal costs me 3 still because I don't have a pirate, so I'm going to hold off on the Thought Erasure for now. I think the extra mana on Charter Course is prohibitive. That's why I don't play it. That's actually kind of funny. I don't think I want to Curious Obsession this, but who knows? Wow, that's double find. Awkward. Well, I guess I'm obligated to take one of those. Man, this fungus is going the distance. It's going full speed. Do 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 do. So I am going to get to generate a little bit of tempo here, because, like, they're picking this Merfolk Branchwalker back up, and they're going to get to play that this turn, obviously. But, like, next turn, I can play the Thief of Sanity while holding up the Lookout's Dispersal, and then I can Dispersal the Chupacabra off the top of their deck, and then hopefully find another protection spell for by the... Well, that's a fantastic draw. That is a very, very good draw. Why did I attack there? I was so excited to have drawn this, I attacked that in. I apologize. Whoa! What did I... What did I just do? Well, I clicked through something apparently. I clicked through something. Let's see if we can win having made a terrible attack and then time walking myself. Let's see if that's possible. Let's see if we can win by after having time walked myself. Yikes. Yikes. That's true. They did surveil away the trophy because I didn't play out the thief. Yeah, there's a lot going on when I'm streaming. There's a lot going on when I'm streaming, so, you know, details, stuff happens. All right, don't have a removal spell. I felt like I needed to give my opponent a handicap, chat. I felt like we're so far ahead that they just need a leg up here at the moment. I also stacked my triggers wrong there. Was it a bug? All right, we'll look at it. We'll look at it later. We'll look at it in a second. There's an actual clip. End turn came up before damage. Is that what happened? I don't actually know. So it's important here. So both of these are 3/2s, but it's important that I kill the Merfolk Branchwalker as opposed to the Jade Light Ranger, because I want to put the worst of the two in their discard pile. Oh, we could just be getting finality'd here, right? Yeah, we're just getting finality'd. Awkward. I guess I should have seen that coming. Wild Growth Walker with Deadeye Tracker is really funny. I didn't even think about that. No, Lava Coil does not beat Indestructible. All right, so if I hadn't time walked myself, we'd probably be winning here, but I think because I time walked myself, we're gonna die.
Sacrifices must see the end coming until it's too late.
This is gonna lock it up. Go ahead and run it back here. Let's try not misclick this time. $5 months, that's almost 6. Teacup, thanks for the 5-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Show me Land War Elves. Rats. It's a pretty good draw there. Fathom Fleetcaptain with Curious Obsession is very decent for us. He's dead, Jim. You got him. This might be greedy. I don't know, I kind of feel like I'm supposed to get aggressive here. I'd really like to draw a discard spell or a counter spell here. We might only get one draw off this Curious Obsession, which kind of sucks. Thief of Sanity is a good pickup. Here. So looking to draw a dive down here, ideally, I think. I'm gonna put this into play just to keep pressuring them. They're still 2 turns off of finality, which is good for us. So if they don't have another removal spell, we could be okay here. If they do have another removal spell, we're pretty far behind. And they're pretty likely to have a removal spell here. But I don't really have, like, if I had a protection spell in my hand, I might wait to play this out. But because I don't currently have a protection spell, I think I'm just supposed to jam. That trade is super weird. So I think I'm going to try and play around finality here and not play the Fathom Fleet Captain out. There's no reason to extend. That block is real strange. I feel like if you have finality, you just like take the extra point of damage there and like don't play your Land War Elf out. Yeah, playing the Elf out was really strange. If they hadn't played the Elf out, I might have just jammed the Captain. All right, so this guy, worth noting, does not generate card advantage on our own. He needs another pirate. So hopefully we draw a pirate next turn to get this guy going. That is one that Vraska's Contempt cannot touch. So if I hit a pirate next turn, we can race the Carnage Tyrant. So we drew a land. Next turn, we could probably race it still. Yeah, Captain needs to screw. Perfect. All right, so we just need 1 brick here. So they are dead on board. They're at 5, and these both have menace. If they draw just a creature that can block other than another Carnage Tyrant, the Vraska's Contempt does it for us. Oh no, they drew a spell.
Let's tear this place apart. That can't help you now.
I think I just send both of these here, and then Contempt this for another turn. Just like need another brick out of them. Contempt gains 2 here. So now if they just draw a land, they die. This can't make another pirate because this explicitly says non-token, so this doesn't enable it. So just like brick, please. Even a blocking creature doesn't do it because both these have menace. No razor thin game. Small margins, small margins. All right, I'm gonna look at this clip really quick here because someone said it was bugged. I don't know if that's actually true or not. So let's take a look together. Yeah, that's totally a bug. That's totally a bug. Look, it says end turn instead of damage. That is 100% bugged. Well, now I'm glad that muscle memory didn't beat me up. Once more with feeling. Yeah, it never went to main phase 2. The damage animation was exiled by Thief of Sanity, right? I mean, we're all here. We're all bug tracking. I go first. Listen, Blue Source, Curious Obsession, Siren Stormtamer is always a keep. Hey, what's going on, DeFreaky? Oh, DeFreaky, someone earlier mentioned they were having issues with split cards exporting from Stream Decker again. On the Grixis Dragons deck I played earlier today. Don't mind me, just pushing all my chips into the center of the table. Do 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 do. So, because I drew the dive down, I obviously wish I wouldn't have played the second obsession here, but like, if they don't have a 2-mana removal spell this turn, the game is over. They can't win. Do you think this basket is big enough for all these eggs, chat? What's the word? Yay! We win! Yay! We win! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Do 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 do. The build of Grixis Dragons we played today was actually really good. Was super impressed with it, which is saying something because I'd kind of been down on Grixis Dragons overall. And like I said, this deck has the mono blue nut draws still, but it also has ways to generate card advantage that mono blue can't. And this card's also just really good, by the way. Direfleet Poisoner is just an A+ magic card in this format. I mean, what am I supposed to do? Not draw 4 cards a turn? Come on now. Come on now. What are we supposed to do? Not draw 4 cards a turn? Skip it. It's kind of sad because, like, now I can't Poisoner my Poisoner to eat their 2/2 because, like, I want to make sure I have mana to protect this. Hey, Arclight, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month. God, I have to discard? Look how incredibly unlucky we are having to discard the hand size. Just the gosh darned unluckiest. I'm not playing Hostage Taker anytime soon. We need more Reliquary Tower, please and thank you. I guess this is bad. They could have double Doomblade here. This was a needless risk. I didn't get punished for it because this is a no justice stream, but I should not have played the Direfleet Poisoner there. It was a needless risk. The 5-color ramp deck was bugged. Chromatic Lantern and Gift of Paradise don't interact favorably together currently. Yes, that's my biggest, my two biggest wants for Magic Arena right now are direct challenge best of 3 and auto yield features like Magic Online has. Auto yield features like Magic Online hands would be very welcome additions to this application, in my opinion. What if we didn't? On MTGO, you can auto yield to specific triggers. So like, for instance, I could right click on a Curious Obsession trigger on MTGO and it would never ask me to respond to one of those triggers ever again until I disabled my auto yield. So you can yield to certain trigger types, basically. Yeah, that's one of the things that Magic Online does really well. Obviously, in general, I prefer Arena to Magic Online, but there's a couple of small things like that that Magic Online does quite excellently. I'm just going to cut the Hostage Takers, and I guess that's 19 creatures. Usually I want more threats than that. Let's bring these Deadeye Trackers in. Yeah, let's do that. That game was over when they didn't kill my creature on turn 2. Completely agree. Ever thought about making your YouTube content, splitting it into smaller videos? Many small videos makes bigger YouTube bucks. No, that's not true, Caboose Man. In fact, the YouTube algorithm generally favors longer videos because it keeps people on the platform for longer. In my experience doing lots of different things that supposedly optimize my stuff for the YouTube algorithm, I've concluded that it's basically impossible to optimize YouTube content, and growing YouTube content is not worth my time or my effort. Monetizing YouTube stuff is like basically impossible. It's not worth it. I do not want another Thought Erasure, and I'm looking for more threats here, right? Yeah, I don't think multiplayer is coming to this application anytime soon. Brings in a lot of logistical issues. Yeah, I definitely think that there's some small value to YouTube, but I think on average the amount of value I'm getting isn't worth investing more time. Like doing video editing type stuff like that is super time consuming. Even small amounts of video editing tends to take a large amount of time. Whereas like the current YouTube content that I make, it would easily be defined as low effort content. So like if low effort content has any return, it's then worthwhile. Does it benefit you if we watch older streams on Twitch instead of YouTube? No, on average, the YouTube straight ad revenue per archive video is a little bit higher than Twitch, so that's why I have my stream VOD sub only. Well, that's a good draw. So I'm actually going to go ahead and play this out now. Oh, I missed a point of damage. No, I didn't, actually. So if I try and get the trigger off of this, I don't get the trigger off of this, which is ideal. Well, I mean, MTG Goldfish is able to make money off their YouTube channel because their YouTube channel is huge at this point. So when your YouTube channels are small, you don't make any money, and it's hard to gain mass as a YouTube channel. But once you're large and your videos are getting, 20, 30, 100,000 views, then you can make some amount of money off of it. Yes, the value from YouTube is that it gets people to Twitch for me. Completely agree with that. I'm actually not going to play the Curious Obsession here because I want to just leave up double counterspell this turn. I want to make a token with this and leave up double counterspell. Nah, I don't think that's true, WCAR. There's a lot of people, like, once your channel gets big, like, the Goldfish YouTube channel has, like, in the 6 digits worth of subscribers, right? So when you do get to a certain point, it does actually generate, a non-zero amount. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on a 2-2, I think. Draw some cards. Oh, I guess this attack means that if I want to make a thing, I can't hold up double counterspell, so I'm actually going to decline this and rather draw a card. So they can't block here because this card is Menace, which is just like super relevant text. That's a fantastic draw. So just got like trip disruption here. Yes, yeah, there are literally people who are like YouTube millionaires. Like they make 7 figures off of just YouTube channels. This deck's so efficient when it works. It's so efficient when it works. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here, playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. If you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel here on Twitch. My Twitch subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full time. We've been talking about ad revenue and stuff like that, but the bulk of my income, the reason why I'm able to do this as my job, is because of my wonderful subs. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. The NRG Championship Series is a $5,000 tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. Hey, the great Noai, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for sharing that this way this month. If you aren't located in the Midwestern United States and you'd like to check their stuff out, they broadcast their tournaments every single month, and you can find them on twitch.tv/NRG series. Their next tournament's going to be on January 12th. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to their players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork and choose from the wide range of custom artwork they have on their website, such as my own Hoaglandia branded merchandise. And speaking of Hoaglandia, I'd like to thank everybody for stopping in here today. I know there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch, and I appreciate you spending part of your Thursday here with us. Hope you're gearing up for a good weekend. We are we 2-0 or 2-1? We've won a couple of matches with the Pirates deck, and we're heading on into another one here. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Naspoon, thanks for the 4-month resub. Hey, appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. This hand lacks a piece of card advantage like a Thief of Sanity or a Curious Obsession or a Fathom Fleet Captain, but it's got a turn 1 play into some discard disruption, so it's definitely worth keeping. So, as someone who makes some amount of money off a YouTube channel, I don't even actually know myself how it's all calculated, because I don't even know what a view means, right? Because I'm assuming you get paid based on watch time, but like, if someone watches my video for like half a second, does that count as a view? So like, that doesn't really make money, right? Because it's only like half a second. So like, what do all the details end up being, basically? Wow, main deck Fungal Infection. Thought Erasure, Doom Whisperer. Okay, so we can just look out to Dispersal this Doom Whisperer down the line. So let's erasure them to keep them out of our hand here. I think I'm actually going to keep the Curious Obsession on top of my deck, because I'm going to draw a threat at some point. Famous last words. Stream Decker appears to be having loading issues. That's so perfect. Oh, rats, I feel a little bit bad. I guess I could have drawn this to try and hit this inside of combat. It's really pretty fantastic for us, though, here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Obsession this, since I have Lookout's Dispersal plus Dive Down, and get an at least a hit here. Deckmaster was working earlier today. Deckmaster and Stream Decker are different, for those not familiar. So Deckmaster refers to the interactive overlay. Stream Decker is the on-screen deck list. Those things are different. They are going to get to turn this into the Doom Whisperer eventually. I think I'm just bottoming that. So they're going to chump block here with the 1/1, so I don't draw a card. Hopefully they have a spell here as their blank. They do not. That's unfortunate. I think I just keep another Curious Obsession there. They're probably going to pay 5 to turn this into a Doom Whisperer next turn. and then like trade here, and then Curious Obsession's another source of card advantage for after that. Really? Okay, interesting. That seems like a win for me. Especially with another Curious Obsession on top of my deck. I guess I'm losing the race, but like I'm pretty likely to like find I guess I'm not that likely. I have 2 Hostage Takers in my deck. Yeah, they're winning the race, right? I'm dead in 2, they're dead in 3. This is actually an incredibly good draw because there's a good chance that there are answers to their Doom Whisper in their deck. So if this hits them, that bodes well for us. Cannot dispersal that, unfortunately. Well, I mean, going down to 7 is just smart because this blocks my 4/4, so it saves, and it lifelinks them, so it saves them in the long run. No, my 4/4 is just Death Touch. And I'm going to go ahead and play out all of my land because I have the potential to draw a lot of cards in one turn, so I want to make sure that that happens. I mean, they can loop it, but they lose 2 life each time they do this loop. So like this isn't a free loop. Like they're paying 5 and they're only gaining 3 back. There isn't a new birthing pod. There's this bad creature that's going to die to removal spells a bunch that has a similar birthing pod effect. Stop it. Stop it. It's more mana and dies to more things. So even if they attack with this Doom Whisper here, then my Thief of Sanity gets to hit them, and that could potentially draw a good card out of their deck to deal with this. So really hoping to draw a Hostage Taker here would be our best draw, most likely. Another land, yep. I assume we're going to see the same run back, the block and whatnot. They go up to 8. They pay 5 and get it back to their hand. We're technically slowly grinding away on them here. Magic Monte, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed this month with that. They are getting to set up the card quality of their deck a little bit here, too. If I attack with the demon, what do? I attack with both my creatures and hope to hit a good thing off the top of their deck. Reed Jessen, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Welcome. Do you have any concerns with this deck struggling more after Legion Standard when other decks get new toys full of shock lands? I don't know, maybe. Like, why worry about things you can't control? Would be my advice. Like don't worry about things that are outside of your control. So if they pay for this Lookout's Dispersal here, they can't play the Blood Operative, which is great for us. Yeah, it's just not like a really constructive or useful conversation though. It's like the questions that like ask me to predict the future. It's like, well, I can't really predict the future, so. It's another Thief of Sanity deal. So we'll run this back. Second verse, same as the first. They'll block here. They'll go to 6. They'll pay 5, going down to 1 and putting it back into play. And then Dub's Thief of Sanity in the air will be lethal next turn, ideally. That's unfortunate. It's actually extra unfortunate too, because now it lets them pay 3 without using this. Well, if they hit me with the Doom Whisperer, the Thief of Sanity gets to hit them, which gives me a pretty good chance to find something to kill the Doom Whisperer off their own deck here. So I'm assuming they're trying to avoid me killing their Doom Whisperer. Is why they're... And they've definitely been conservative here. And, like, the fact that our draws have been poop has, like, helped them a little bit, for sure. I forgot how much I like playing this deck. This archetype is so much fun. Wow, they didn't pick that back up. That's really good for me. What'd they possibly draw here? Like, Ritualist, that's their best draw? Sure. People hate fetch lands because they're like loading screens mid-game. They're boring and they're tedious. Having to shuffle every turn is rancid. So this dive down lets me eat their 6/6 here. They make paper coverage borderline unwatchable. Like, there's already so many breaks in paper magic coverage that, like, adding more from fetch lands is just really bad. So I assume they're gonna surveil. They're gonna surveil 2 here because they need. Oh, that's a really good line. Okay, I like it. I forgot that card had other text on it. Sweet, that was good line from the opponent. It was a neat line. I wonder if it's better. I wonder if it's actually better than just like, yeah, I guess it puts them back up so they could rip this and like do the blood operative loop. 1 hostage taker, please. I forgot it was a Lavs too. I genuinely forgot that it wasn't a Doom Whisperer. That wasn't actually a Doom Whisperer. It was the stupid legendary 2-drop. So playing the Kitesail Freebooter out here is important because it plays around Eldest Reborn and it plays around Dispersal. Gives us a way to keep our threat through those cards. Oh, I should have played the land, I guess. Whatever. Please be dead. Please be dead. They get a lot of looks here. All right, they went bin. Come on! Come on! This is such a close game. Oh, it gives them another. God, that's so good. They have so much grind. It's unreal. It gives them another way to replay this blood operative. So here's the thing, Bob. When we talk about statistically insignificant, we talk about the fact that, like, it's negligible because the upside you get from thinning is often just straight up outweighed by the less health that you're at. This blood operative's just been punched the clock and gone to mad work for them. Mirror, thanks for the 7-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right, playing the land out here because we're just going to discard it to this anyways. Now, insignificant means a really small percentage, which it's also that too. All right, this is hopefully the game now. Oh, this is it's actually lethal. This is actually a lethal attacker. Lol. Give you a couple of love taps here for the exact C's. Goes the weasel. All right, Deadeye Tracker comes in. I don't know if Hostage Shaker is good here or not. Cast Down seems great. It kills their 6/6 and it kills their, they have Thief of Sanity that they bend. Do I want Negate or Disdainful Stroke? I'm not sure if I want Negate or Disdainful Stroke. I have 21 creatures in my deck right now, so I could cut one creature. I'm gonna trim one Cast Down. Just run it like this. Yeah, let's just run it like this. Hey, Magic Monty with the very generous sub gifts. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the support. Welcome, welcome to everybody. Welcome to the Hooglandia draft. Enjoy your shovel. Pirate's actually been really good today. We've played a lot of really good games of Magic. A lot of good, clean, interactive, nail biter, close game type things. What's going on, Tupto? Once new Modern is released, you people think fetch lines will tank and price? No. Magic cards don't get cheaper. Price memory is a real thing. Look at how long Tarmogoyf has been expensive for. And they brought in Unmoored Ego against me. All right, sure. Look at Tarmogoyf and Dark Confidant's price history and just realize that, like, Magic cards don't go down in price. I don't believe the sub lengths have been updated yet. I don't think they posted when exactly that was going to happen. There's a phenomenal draw. Let's run away with the game now, shall we? So I get into a little bit of trouble here if my opponent has exactly Doom Whisperer next turn, but outside of Doom Whisperer, I really like Lookout's Dispersaling here. Can you explain the 20 creature rule? You should never have less than 20 creatures in your deck post-board in this deck. So if you're sideboarding in a way that puts you to less than 20 creatures, you need to reassess how you're sideboarding, because you're just not going to have enough threat density otherwise in my experience playing this deck. That's really unfortunate. I'm actually just gonna do this in response here, so that I can just like start pressuring them. Hey, Tumto, thank you very much for the sub gifties. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for supporting my content here. And I mean, like, even if they name this card in my hand that they know about, I get to draw another card. This card is always card disadvantage. Whenever you cast Unmoored Ego, you are always spending one card to take 0 cards away from your opponent's hand or in play. That's one of the reasons why this card is not very good in Standard. This card is only good if after it resolves, your opponent literally can't win the game anymore, and that's just not the case. So they took my Curious Obsessions there, but like, they're very dead on board, right? So I think I just play around a Ritual of Soot here and choose not to play this Siren Stormtamer out. It doesn't change the clock at all, right? Like, yeah, so I'm attacking for 6 down to 7, and then I'm attacking for 8 the following turn. So playing this out doesn't increase my clock speed, and it exposes me to getting blown out. What about Sorcerer's Spyglass? Sorcerer's Spyglass is a great card. Sorcerer's Spyglass is a card that shuts down a card your opponent already has in play. It's functionally very, very different than what Unworthy Go is doing. It doesn't even beat good Rainbow Lich players. Good Rainbow Lich players are gonna like have a different plan against the blue-black deck post board. Siren Stormtamer cannot counter Ritual of Soot. Siren Stormtamer can only counter Settle the Wreckage as far as sweepers goes because Settle the Wreckage targets you as the player. So Siren Stormtamer's text explicitly says counter a spell that targets you or a creature you control. All right, then we're gonna play one more here with Pirates, and then we're gonna pivot on over to white splash red aggro to give some folks the beatdown for the rest of the day. Peace, Azana, have a good one. This hand's very reasonable. I get to play Siren Stormtamer on 1, and then Fathom Fleet Captain's a way we can generate card advantage, because making a 2/2 with Menace every turn is basically like drawing a card in this deck. Can you do a quick loop over the spoilers during the break? No. I think trying to evaluate spoilers before we have a full set release is a waste of your time and mine. It's just not a good way to go about it. The only time I write about spoilers before the full set is released is when I really need an article topic and I'm pressed for time. What do I think about the future of Magic Online? I think Magic Online is going to continue to exist for as long as it makes Wizards of the Coast money. When it stops making Wizards of the Coast money, it will stop existing. So the big payoff for this deck versus Mono Blue is that this deck has a different angle for its disruption to work on. So you have actual removal spells in the form of cast down post board, and having discard disruption in addition to counterspell disruption is valuable. Thanks, Trust Consent. I mean, sure, it can be fun. Fun is super subjective. I didn't say it wasn't fun. I said it was a waste of my time from the purpose of looking at it from being constructive. I think it's a waste of my time. And the reason why I feel it's a waste of my time is that any kind of spoilers I'm trying to assess, I'm not going to be able to do that correctly without the context of the entire format. I don't play best of one, so I don't have a good answer to your question. I mean, I mostly play Magic for fun on this stream. I just prefer to, like, allot my time for something that it feels like going to be useful. Like, working on decks that I can work on now, that's something I find fun. Like, thinking about trying to predict the future without all the information I could have available to me, that doesn't seem very fun to me. And if you enjoy doing that and, like, reassessing and changing midway, go for it. You do you. You know, don't let me tell you how to enjoy playing Magic. Probably going to be in a little bit of trouble here. This matchup can be tough game 1 if they find multiple Phoenixes, and they have this game. Yeah, I just don't enjoy trying to solve puzzles with incomplete information. Like trying to predict what spoilers are going to be good right now is like opening a box of puzzle pieces and taking like a third of the puzzle pieces and throwing them in the garbage can and then trying to do the puzzle. No, I don't think that's true, Caboose Man. Your logic there that Shock stonewalls this deck is like saying creature decks are unplayable because people play removal spells, which just is patently incorrect. We have a lot of ways to interact with these cards. We have disruption. We have the ability to get these things bigger than Shock on occasion. The reason why this matchup is hard is for the reason I just said. It has nothing to do with shock and everything to do with Arc-Light Phoenix, because Arc-Light Phoenix is a card that can block our evasive creatures while also being a threat that pressures our health total quickly. So I want all of my removal spells. I want my hostage takers. I want to trim my ops. How do I usually cut in this matchup? I had a plan at one point, I had a plan for all the matchups at one point, but I don't remember. Oh, I was cutting Siren Stormtamer. That's what I was doing, because this guy just gets blocked so much. Yeah, that's what I was doing. So it's actually funny. Someone was commenting about the evasiveness of this deck being worse. In a matchup like this deck actually has better evasive threats than the deck like, what's it called has, mono blue. And the reason for that is Menace and Death Touch are better forms of pseudo evasion against the opposing deck full of flying creatures. Bash Gooder, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. I appreciate it. Yeah, I agree. I agree that looking at new cards is both fun and interesting, but like people asking me for my opinions on things aren't asking me for to say what I think looks fun. They're asking for me to go like, is this card good, bad, or otherwise? You should have a sword, Bash Gooder. I must have missed when your 12-month came up. Enjoy. This hand's really not great. I guess it's fine. It's got this on turn 2, and then I can look out to Dispersal to counter a Drake later. I could do an art review of the cards that have been spoiled now. That's possible. The new set releases on Magic Arena on January 17th. Do I want to Thought Erasure them here? I don't think so. I think I'd rather hold up Lookouts Dispersal. The release date for paper is later than the release date for online. I think I'm just going to Dispersal this just to like cut off their other plays for the turn. Like use my mana efficiently. This is about to die in a fire. Yeah, it's unfortunate. No, I don't play pre-releases because I don't enjoy limited. Sealed. Sealed is a really high variance format. Alright, so we're gonna take Drake away here. We're gonna exile. We're gonna bin the land. So do I cast down this Electromancer or do I Hostage Taker it? Like, Magic's got enough variance in it, I find it really frustrating to introduce deck building, deck quality variance on top of it. I kind of just want to get a threat into play here is the issue. So I think I'm gonna Hostage Taker it. So I just like want a threat in play so I can like strap a Curious Obsession to it. Also, like, one of my favorite parts about playing a card game is, like, tuning the deck that I'm working on and, like, making small iterations and improvements to it over time. And, like, while you can, like, get better at identifying cards for a particular archetype while playing Sealed and drafting, like, it's a different sort of tuning. Alright, so we're open to dodge Lava Coil here. Hyper Geometric Distribution is what you use to calculate opening hand probabilities. Alright, so I do this. I do this. I strap Curious Obsession to here, I start attacking. They have dive down. Deal. All right, well, we're ahead at the moment. Of course, I'd like to draw a card. What kind of stupid question is that, Magic Arena? So, hitting Thief of Sanity is good for us. It means even if they draw a Lava Coil for this, I'll have another way to generate card advantage immediately after. Crackling Drake's kind of scary. Really hoping to draw another threat here. Another removal spell, sorry. Everybody says, double Arclight Phoenix. Woof. Pro tip, if you're gonna cite a statistic in my channel and you don't cite a source with it, you're gonna get timed out for spreading misinformation. So just as a heads up, if you wanna say stuff like people win more at limited than in constructed, I'm willing to maybe believe you, but if you don't cite a source with it, you're just making stuff up. Get out of here. Take a 10-minute break and try again later. Oh, that's a good one. And Curious Obsession can stay right there, I think. Looks like we're gonna be dead here. I think I'm obligated to attack with both of these here and force them to trade with this. That way I could try and draw a card to find a way to deal with this Drake. Need to draw a removal spell here. Yep. Probably dead. Yeah, if they just need like one more cantrip here to do the thing. This matchup's close. It's not unwinnable, but it's definitely difficult for us. So any instant or sorcery kills us here. Yeah, good games, opponent. Let's do one more with Pirates before we wrap up. I love whenever I say, okay, everybody's getting timed out if they do X, and there's just like mono slaughter for the next 2 minutes. This hand's so good with the second land, but like that's the story of most hands, right? Like the hand has 6 spells in it, so obviously it's got to be good. This hand obviously needs a threat. Hopefully this Thought Erasure is going to surveil us into a Thief of Sanity. Getting Spell Pierce, or do you have an opt? You have an opt. Drake's matchup again, okay. I'm gonna take Electromancer here, I think, and then we'll Erasure the second Drake here in a second. When you get timed out, you cannot post in chat, messages in chat for 10 minutes. It's really not that big of a deal. It's exactly like when you were a small child. You get a short break to think about what you've done. I subbed a day or two ago when you're offline. Just wanted to make it pop up on screen today. Yes, definitely, Acer. Thanks for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the support. I think we're dead. I think I'm actually just gonna concede here rather than continue to play. I've got nothing going on. The chat has a family. All right, let's board again the same way we did before. Cut the Stormtamers, cut the Ops. What did I cut? I cut a Dispersal. Do you ever worry that the channel will get big enough to not meaningfully interact with / get too unruly? Seems like a result of getting too large on Twitch. Nah, I don't think so. I think even if we ever did borderline get to that point, there's things like slow mode and sub-only chat that are ways to like handle it. All right, this is the best of the hands we've had so far. I'm gonna bottom that actually, I think. Maybe I want that because it's another pirate for my Fathom fleet captain. Broadcaster drowns out his worries with his Scrooge McDuck-filled room of beds, right? Basically. It's been 3 months since you got me back into standard. What a coincidence. Metawood, thanks for the 313 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I probably should have kept. I should have kept this on top. This is just gonna die, and I'm gonna be real sad. Ooh, it didn't die. That's so good for me. That's so good for me, chat. There's a deck list on your screen via the Stream Decker widget. Alternatively, you can type !deck in chat to get a direct link to the deck list. Playing Pirates at a PPTQ this weekend? Any tips? Yes, never have less than 20 creatures in your deck post-sideboard. So, if you are getting set up and there's less than 20 creatures in your deck after you've got your sideboard plan, you need to reconfigure. You don't want to go that low on threats. Man, if they bring up Phoenix back this turn, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I think we're probably dead here. We need to draw something like a Hostage Taker or removal spell, cast down. That is not gonna do it. I mean, like, so here's the thing. You need to look at the deck list, and it's fair. And this is one of the reasons why when people come in and they ask, like, well, what's our record with the deck? I always try and point out that the record doesn't matter. So, like, sure, we're probably about to be 0-2 in this matchup, but, like, you need to, like, take a second and actually, like, think about and digest, like, what happened in these games that we played. So, like, in the first game of the second match, for instance, I mulliganed to 6 and kept 4 lands double Thought Erasure and never drew a threat. And then this game, I mulliganed to 5 and then never had a removal spell to, like, push our card advantage through. So, like, there's very little things that can go back and forth. Even when a matchup's 50-50, you can lose 2 matches in a row to it. And I think that matchup's very close to even. If there might be a small favorite for the opponent's deck, but it's definitely not like you lose 100% of the time. You're gonna lose most of the games where you, like, mulligan and don't have threats, though. That's just, like, how Magic goes. Hey, Bait, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. Glad you're enjoying the content here. So this deck list for Pirates is card for card. The deck list is on my website. It's card for card the deck list that I played at the SCG Invitational. I really like this main deck a lot. I think the details here are really good. I think as far as the sideboard is concerned, I'm not a huge fan of the Plaguecrafter and the Price of Fame, but I also just, like, don't have really better slots for these. Both of these cards kill Niv-Mizzet, which is a card that this deck has a hard time interacting with. So that's what these 2 slots are doing, basically, is there are 2 Hail Mary cards to take Niv-Mizzets off the table. Niv-Mizzet's also the reason why we're up to 4 Thought Erasure in the main, because we want to be able to take that card before they put it into play. All right, what are we doing? We got one more deck before we're done today.